How's it going, everybody? I am Preston Johnson.
Welcome to
Last Word Cheetah, brought to you by Bets TV.
As a general philosophy.
That's exactly right. You're a fish.
Qwan, by the way, my producer, Qwan Young, doing a good job. He'll be taking the calls. How you doing today, bud?
Hey, man, how are you?
We appreciate you guys tuning in. Welcome to the show, Bets TV, bringing you Last Word Cheetah. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Last Word Cheetah here at the Bets TV studios in Southern California. I am Preston Johnson. I'm back after a week off yesterday. Didn't feel like a week off. If I sound different, it's because I'm pretty sick, actually. Congested, I think is the word, congested. Qwan said, do you have COVID? I said, no, I needed to test negative to fly back into the States anyway. Otherwise, I would have had to quarantine for 2 weeks in London, and my wife would have killed me. So luckily tested negative there. I just didn't sleep for like 4 days in a row, and I'm a guy that needs at least 6 hours a night, more than like 2 nights in a row without it, and it gets me. So that's where we're at, but I'm excited to be back. Huge news on the sports betting front in general, by the way. I don't know, an hour and a half ago, New York online sports betting licenses were granted to a bunch of the sports books in the U.S. with a 51% tax rate, which is the highest of any state by a big margin. I laughed about it earlier, but really I think the standard's like 10 to 20% tax rate on these sports books operating in each state. And New York's like, we want 51%. But they're New York. I guess the books just have to say yes. So I'm not sure how that's going to play out. I'm not sure if it means to bet +2, you have to lay -140, and to bet -2, you have to lay -140. Someone made a joke about that in my thread on Twitter earlier. I am guessing it's somewhere in between, not quite that drastic, but certainly maybe seeing -118s on each side or something in that regard. Regardless, that is pretty big news, and it'll be fun to have New York at least with some sort of presence now officially. They can also, go to New Jersey if they need to bet cheaper. Whatever is easiest. There's ways to get around that. But yeah, we have week 11 college football this week. Week 10 NFL, crazy day in the NFL yesterday. We still have one more game tonight for Monday Night Football, which we can talk through. NBA, big slate today. And then anything else that you guys want to talk about, we take your call, 661-515-BETS. I'm going to be drinking a lot of water. Did I say it wrong? 661-515-BETS.
I didn't hear the other six.
You gave me a look like.
Yeah, I thought
look,
like 615.
It's been a week.
Been a one.
I might not remember the phone number anymore. Ugh. I don't feel great, so there's a chance. I couldn't even say the word congested at the beginning. So yeah, there's definitely a chance I misspeak today. Call me out. It's all well. I did hear, by the way, Tom Davis, while I was gone, hit a golf future at like 18-1. And then people was Joey's. People were trying to bet big favorites on the money line to try to get wins to start this next month's prize pool. We give away money if you're tuning in for the first time every month to the callers that have the best record. It's been about $700 or $800 every month since we launched the show. He laid Bill's money line, which would have been a pretty big price. They lose outright. And there you go. So Tom's already up 17.87 units. Mike probably crushing over there in New Jersey. He's up only 8. I don't know what Tom does. Tom just like not bet the rest of the month? He just doesn't call in anymore and wait and see if anyone even gets close. I'm not sure.
He's not doing that.
That's fair. He is kind of a degenerate. By the way, how was the week? I know we have people on the line already. Drew, I'm sure he did a phenomenal job, as did Matt. Was it pretty good? I'll be honest, I watched the first 20 minutes, and I haven't watched the rest, but I intend to. But I thought it was pretty good.
We got through the week. That's all that matters. We didn't get canceled, and we didn't get canceled, so we all got through the week. I think
You told me Tuesday was rough. Which was your
day on Tuesday because I thought I could pull it off from the desk. Had some technical difficulties, but got the show back on track about 15 minutes in.
Well, nice work. I appreciate it. Well done. We can take the first call whenever we're good to go. Let's bring them through to the line. Who is it?
We got Hayden in Dallas.
Hayden in Dallas. What's up, man? How are you doing? How was your weekend betting?
My weekend was okay because this was the first week I did not take any Dallas Cowboys bets.
Wow. How did you know?
Oh, they were due to lose, right? Isn't that the gambler's fallacy?
That's what they say. Look, let me
just
tell a funny story real quick, Hayden. I met this guy. I'll leave his name out for the first time. I was in London. I was in a car with him and 3 other people, and he finds out I'm a sports bettor, and he asks, "Oh, well, let me ask you something, man. I'm in this Survivor League pool. I'm trying to figure out what to do this week. You could probably help me out." And I was just like, "Oh no, here we go. Like whatever I say is gonna ruin this guy's season." And he basically has 3 options. One is the Cowboys, and they're by far the most likely to win relative to the betting prices. And everyone in the car is like, yeah, you got to go with the Cowboys, got to go with the Cowboys. So he locks in Dallas. And the first time I saw the score, I was flying back, but it was like 16-0. And I texted him, and he never responded for like 5 hours. So I think he was upset at me. I cost someone a loss there on a Survivor pool. I don't know how you knew to stay off of Dallas, though, but well done. Are you looking back on them now, though, this week? Is it time to jump on the Cowboys train again?
I probably will. I'll probably hit a team total over whenever that comes out.
Okay.
But I'm not going to give a show like a play here for the show. What I am looking at is that college basketball is back.
Nice.
And so I heard that the Villanova UCLA line is Villanova +3 on like FanDuel or something. Obviously I don't have FanDuel because I live in Dallas. Is that still true?
I can look it up here for you. Villanova, UCLA. What day do they play?
They play Friday. It was like some look ahead. A friend texted me. So
Yeah, on
all
screen
kinda
it's not
right
listed yet, but I'll log into FanDuel real quick and check. What side do you want?
I want Villanova +3.
All right, tell us why. Break it down.
Yeah, so I went to Villanova, and let me tell you, I follow the team pretty closely, and I'm usually always pessimistic. But we're returning pretty much everybody who's really good.
You were pretty young
Gillespie's
last
back
year anyway.
too. Right, and Gillespie's coming back. Samuels is coming back. There's some small forward, I forgot his name. He's coming back. But yeah, everyone's like, oh, UCLA, they're all returning everybody too. But I'm like, they're like overhyped, and they're returning everybody who was like pretty average for the majority of last year, except for the tournament. So I'm really not feeling the UCLA hype, but I'm all in on the Cats. So I went Villanova +3.
Interesting. So it's 2.5 now on FanDuel for what it's worth. So maybe your buddy front ran you and bet the 3 and moved it, but I can give you that. I'm looking up one thing real quick. So I know I was looking at like Ken Palm, Bart Torvik, some of the others. They have, like Torvik, for example, has UCLA his number 2 team in the country going into the season. Assuming these projections are updated, it says 2022, his T-rank CB projections. Look, I haven't done and caught up on all my college basketball stuff. UCLA is going to be really good, but I also thought Villanova was a team that was worth buying in general. And it's one of those where I think you're right because you want to buy Villanova and you think they're going to be good. I'm just not sure it's necessarily right away against UCLA. It might be 2nd through 4th games or something like that. I'm not sure. UCLA should be really, really good. That's my general opinion, and it looks like some of these other guys have them in their top 5.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure. Yeah, they're both bringing back everybody. I'm just not really just sold on UCLA. Obviously, they're going to be sick, but like, I don't know. I don't see them as the 2nd best team in the country.
That does seem extreme. I was surprised to see that when I just checked.
So, yeah.
You want to lock in the 2.5 though, regardless?
Yeah. Give me that 2.5.
By the way, Ken Palm has them at 7th, so 1 2nd, 1 7th, but Villanova's outside the top 10 for Torvik, number 9 for Ken Palm. So you might be right. Maybe getting the 2.5. Maybe they should be closer to pick. Mm-hmm.
Just super quick question. Do you prefer? So what are your thoughts on Ken Palm, Torvik, Haslametrics? What do you like best?
I think Torvik is generally better than Ken Palm. I'll just leave it at that.
Interesting.
Not for totals. I'm talking about for sides. Look if you're looking at sides and just comparing teams. I think he does a better job of adjusting for strength of opponent than Ken Palm does. And also, odds makers generally are looking at Ken Palm when they post lines these days. 5+ years ago, you could beat the opening lines just betting the Ken Palm numbers if you had them. Now the opening numbers are more or less the Ken Palm lines. So, you have to be able to incorporate some other variables. But, I would just suggest, if you're not looking at Torvik's stuff yet, to dive in.
Yep. I look at his. I look at Ken Palm, look at Haslametrics. So, I was just curious what your thoughts. Thanks for answering.
Yep, no problem, man. We'll talk to you later on. Good luck.
All right, go boys.
Who's up next? Who do we got?
We got OG John.
What's up, John? How are you doing today?
Good, very, very good. I'm out on a boat, so it may be a little loud.
Wow.
But,
Where?
Wanted to call in, and in Jupiter, Florida. So.
Well done. Are you fishing?
Yep. No, it's pretty breezy out here, so we didn't really throw the reels in. We're just cruising. So it's a nice day though. But it's all good. How was your travels? Great.
They were, man. I'm a little sick, but
good.
Getting over it. Got to rest up a couple nights in a row, and I should be back 100%. How did your weekend go, betting wise?
Pretty good, actually. The two bets I put in both won, but I lost on the golf. So, and I actually lost the teaser, but I actually had the Broncos. So I actually like the Broncos this week. So I thought, sometimes when you lose a player like that, it can sort of galvanize the team. I've been on like basketball teams. I play basketball, and when you lose your best player, sometimes it can galvanize you. So I went with that angle, and they came out fired up and played well. So
they did for sure.
Yeah. So. But I think I'm going to put one in. I got to catch up, obviously. I didn't get my golf. My Garcia finished top 7, which is pretty good for 50-1, but not good enough. And so I think I'm going to go tonight's game and first-time touchdown.
Okay.
And do an angle I like, which is sort of the backup tight end angle, which has worked before a couple times. So
it has.
And I'm looking at Pittsburgh because Ebron's actually out, which is usually their second string guy. And there's a gentleman called Zach Gentry who got 5 targets last week, which is pretty good. And I'm going to take a shot with him with first-time touchdown. I'm seeing 25-1 on DraftKings, but I don't know if there's anything better than that.
I just looked at DraftKings, 25-1 for sure. Let me check if I can get you a better price at FanDuel, since I have it up anyways right here. It sounds like something Spreadapedia. I don't know if you follow him, that he would be following or posting. Let me see.
Oh.
He's always on top of the random backup tight end or fullback that's going to get more snaps because of an injury, first TD number.
Right. And the goal line obviously is double tight end generally. So that's the angle.
So it looks like 25-1 is best. It's 21-1 at FanDuel.
Yeah. See, DraftKings, I figured that because DraftKings still had Ebron on the line at 25-1, which he's not playing for sure. So that was strange. So I thought I was getting a little bit of benefit there at DraftKings for 25-1.
If someone is out there and can bet at BetMGM, he's 50-1.
Yeah.
He's 50-1.
Really?
Yeah, and so I can give you 50-1 on that. I just looked there.
Oh my God, that's a huge overlay. I mean, it's random, but wow, they must. I don't know. I do fantasy football, so I know Ebron's out. I mean, I'm sure of it. Everything I see is Ebron's out tonight. So
I mean, I'll check.
Activated somehow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ebron's out. I saw it this morning.
Former Detroit Lions great from Qwan's hometown.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't they go like a first rounder
Eric
on him too?
Ebron is trash.
In my head, it was like a 7th or 10th pick. Like it was,
He was
up
11th,
there.
I think,
11th.
right before Odell Beckham.
Yeah, he's ruled out. You're right. All right, 50-1, man. I like it. Go bet at BetMGM. Jump off your boat right now. Swim to BetMGM and bet 50-1.
Well, what's funny is, and Qwan knows this, they just opened sports betting up in Florida, mobile app, just Monday.
I saw that.
Well excited. Yeah, but that doesn't have it. They don't even have them listed actually, which is one of the downsides of only having one book to bet. So,
Yeah.
I don't have any access to that, but that's fine. I'll put it
All
in.
good, man. We'll lock it in for the show. Enjoy the boat ride, man. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah. Take care. Bye.
He's on a boat.
I'd get so motion sickness just sitting there in the sea on a boat going back and forth like that. It makes me sick talking to him on the phone, honestly. Why are you giving me that look? By the way, you were right about the chapstick. Although part of it, I think, is because I got sick and I was breathing through my mouth the whole time because I can't breathe through my nose. But they got chapped like the last few days. I was like, damn it. I made fun of Qwan and his balm.
I told you, man.
Luckily, I did bring some, though.
There you
back
go.
up just
hey,
in
listen,
case.
Qwan, travel extraordinaire. We got Nick in Iowa.
Hey, what's up, Nick? How'd your weekend go? Was Saturday good? I honestly didn't. And by the way, I want to just say this to everyone listening, and then, Nick, I'll let you respond. I apologize. I had so many people asking me for my freaking picks all week, DMs, Discord. I would have given them to you if I ran my numbers, and I wasn't going to give you shit I didn't actually run, and I wasn't just going to make them up. So for everyone that was asking, I just never caught up. I was too busy all week, and I wasn't going to make stuff up and pretend like I liked it just for the sake of everyone having action. So I've already caught up yesterday. I have 5 sides that I like going into today. We'll talk about those later on the show, but everything's good. I have a couple NBA that I like tonight as well, but just wanted to let everyone know you listened to Nick in the case that I don't have any plays. And so, Nick, how did your plays go over the weekend for college football?
Saturday was really good. There was
nice.
Actually, it's funny that the couple that at least the couple or handful that seemed to be coin flip-ish, it felt like every single one went against me, and it still was like a good weekend.
So you almost had one of those huge weekends then. All right.
Yeah, exactly. And there was some FCS games even that I also went on a run with because a couple sports books here in Iowa basically put up openers, and then they take forever to move the lines with the market, and so there's just like a ton of closing line value basically here. So it was a good weekend here anyways. But
what do they take there on FCS?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what the max is?
In like limits, you mean?
Yeah.
So I did this basically at one sports book. I was basically max betting it, and I did nickel limits for them, but they basically I'm limited to 10% of the max bet there already. So I'm already out on like one sports book. So
after
I'm betting
one weekend.
only
okay.
Yeah, pretty well. It wasn't 1 week. It took like 2 weeks or something, and they caught on. And then there was one where I bet one like right before circus numbers came out because they were just copying like DraftKings's or something, and those numbers were completely different beforehand. And I max bet it, and they went from 50% max bet to 10% max bet to me on that game alone. So I was pretty much screwed there after that. So
you're done already. 2 weeks. There you go. Thanks for playing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it was good. I mean, this sports book when they first opened here in 2019. I mean, they're like, I'll tell you one really quickly here. They were posting the Big Ten division futures, and they accidentally, whoever was responsible for this, and this was when it opened 2019. They posted the 2018 odds. There were exactly 14 for 14, a replica of Bovadas, and they were so far off. And so I just like went to the sportsbook. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna max bet this team, this team, this team. I had like 5 max bets on these odds that were just so proportionally wrong. It was ridiculous.
I actually just finished telling this story. Do you remember there was when Oregon got their first sportsbook? There's really like one shop up in the whole state, and the opening game that college football season was Auburn, Oregon. And it was like a pick'em game, if I recall. But at that Oregon
that was the
book,
next touchdown game at the end.
Yeah. Well, they scored like the last 3 TDs in the fourth and came back and won. But at that book, because it was in Oregon, you could bet Auburn like plus 4.5, and then they would only move it to 4, and then you could bet Auburn plus 4 and 3.5 and 3, and all the money lines. And then sure enough, I had someone there that like maxed it 8 times, and then Auburn was supposed to lose. And then Bo Nix has that fourth quarter. And he's been down a hill ever since. That was like the one quarter Bo Nix ever played good football. So I owe him for that. I never can speak down on Bo Nix because at Oregon book just didn't know how to manage the money.
Well, shouts to Colin and Stuckey, but Bo Nix season in full effect for you.
It is true.
That's pretty sweet. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so for this week, so I want to ask you actually about two games really quickly here. One is Maryland, Michigan State. Do you think it's more likely goes back up to 14 or goes down? Because I think this should be closer to like 10 or 11.
Yeah, I had it lower. I wasn't really rushing to bet against Sparty after their loss to Purdue, which someone, by the way, said, I think before I left, the Friday before, that Purdue would beat Sparty, and they were right. I forget who the caller was, but they called that. Wish I remembered their name. I could give them some love. I'm not sure if they ever used it last week on the show.
Used it.
All right, then that's who it probably was because he had made a mention of it on Friday. Well done, Cam. I don't think it's going to go to 14. I think they would just get gobbled up too much. You can find 13 and a half some spots still. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll take the 13.5 for the show. We'll take that. But the second game, and I'm gonna make a prediction here, and if you don't want to spoil it, you don't have to, and I'll just make this prediction now. So I'm gonna ask you, but I will say I'm gonna guess one of your picks for your side is BC since Djurkovic is back, and I don't think this line's moved back enough in BC's favor.
It's not one of mine. I thought it was interesting because they opened a favorite and then went to +2. They basically opened -2 and went to +2. And I was surprised by that because I have BC a favorite, but it's one of those where +2 isn't really quite enough for me to bet it. But you could be right. I could be. Now, initially I thought I was overrating Djurkovic based on some of the early market when he went out. Now I'm like, maybe I'm underrating him. I don't know. Or maybe I just went too far on how I was adjusting. But yeah, if you made me bet this, for sure it would be the BC side. I think I had him closer to -1.7 or something close to that number.
Gotcha. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I think it was I have to double check. It's 2.5 or 3 for me. So yeah, we're pretty close on that front. But yeah, it's pretty close. I was surprised at that movement too. But anyways, yeah, we'll table that for now, and we'll roll with the Terps.
Sounds good, man. We'll talk to you later on. Appreciate it.
All right, appreciate it. Have a good one, Preston.
All right, who do we got up next? Hey, what's up, Patrick? How'd your weekend go? Actually, never mind. Qwan already told me you went 0-5 on the show. I imagine the weekend wasn't great.
Nobody missed you more than I did last week. Not only did my show picks do horrible, I had a -30% ROI in the NFL. 49ers and Rams just killed me on my teaser legs. And I even got the 49ers.
I was going to say.
2.5.
Yeah.
It was such a CLV turd. I mean, it was. But you know what? I mean, you have weeks like that sometimes. So it's just life is never an extreme stream of bets. So it'll even out. But NFL has been profitable. But yeah, last week sucked hard. So yeah, obviously I got a little bit of a hole to dig out of.
You do, but I also don't want you to like rush into it taking random shots on stuff. It's still only November 8th. If you have something in the NFL you really like for Sunday, you don't have to go crazy yet.
No, and I hate giving out like these lotto picks because I like actually giving bets that I have backed with my money, as opposed to just throwing out these lottery pick first touchdown scores. So I did bet. I know the lines moved a little bit. I'm hoping there's still some 1.5s out there on the Browns because I teased them and the Ravens on Thursday night. Ravens down to -1.5 and the Browns up to 8.5.
You can get the Browns to 7.5 now for sure. Still, there's a bunch with 7.5.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I know the line's already moved. It wouldn't surprise me if the Browns, if they're slightly favored when it comes to Sunday. I think they're starting to hit their stride. They're getting healthier, and I think OBJ. I mean, it's addition by subtraction due to cancer.
It could be.
So. Yeah, and I think the Patriots are going to struggle with the Browns' pass rush. Myles Garrett is a beast. The Browns' secondary has gotten healthier, so I think they're going to be able to handle them. And then the Dolphins, I mean, they're horrible. The Ravens should handle their business. So I like that. I like that teaser a lot.
Have you been surprised by the Pats the last month or so? Even they go to OT with the Cowboys. I think they end up losing, and I know it's just the Jets, but they beat them by 40 something. Then they win against the Chargers, and then they beat down the Panthers. I'm worried that they're better than we think somewhat.
I don't know. I'd almost go the other way because the Panthers, I mean, they're just a shit show right now. I'm a little surprised with the Chargers result. Although the Chargers defense has been, that's another game I actually bet today too, was the over in the Chargers Vikings game. But that Chargers,
I like that one.
In trouble. They're in trouble. I mean, their secondary is decimated. So Vikings will score, and the Vikings secondary, they have cluster injuries in their secondary too. So Chargers should score. So I mean, I would make this total closer to 54.
That's where I'm at.
51.5 this morning. So. Yeah, but I'm going to go with the teaser today. But yeah, Patriots are a hard team to get a read on, but I don't know. It's just a hard team for me to get a read on.
I mean, getting 7.5 is great. I'm curious if it does close. Brown's a favorite. I'll be watching closely, but I just have to stay away altogether.
And especially in a low total game, I don't see the Patriots winning this game by margin whatsoever. So, I mean, that's the best game to tease.
I'm with you.
Underdog. Yep.
All right, man. We'll lock that one in.
Welcome back. I can start winning now that you're back again.
I was excited.
Can't be worse.
I was excited for Patrick's college breakdowns now. Thursday and Friday he went college.
He told me you had some info on Georgia first quarter that you tried that didn't go well.
Yeah, I got great CLV on that as well. I bet Georgia -10 first quarter against Missouri. I mean, their first quarter margin, it was like 94-9, especially against subpar defenses. I mean, their average score was like leading by 3 touchdowns after the first quarter. So somehow Missouri's rush defense was the worst in college football. It just showed up out of nowhere.
Only for the first quarter, though, because they still ended up losing by like 40.
They fell apart again.
Yeah.
So word got out that, Patrick, who doesn't know anything about college football, he bet on this game. Let's fuck him. So that's exactly
that's how it goes.
So,
all right, man.
I'll just stick with NFL. All right.
Good luck tonight. I'll talk to you later on.
Bye.
See ya. Who's up next?
We got our friend Andre in Massachusetts.
Nice. What's up, Andre? How have you been?
I've been okay, Preston. Looking to be more consistent in this month of November, in order to possibly compete for the championship. But I'm staying with the NBA. My New York Knicks, that's my team. We've discussed, Tom Thibodeau, and his quality leadership. They're going up against the Philadelphia 76ers tonight. Believe they're on the road, but it makes no difference because they're going to get the W, and they're going to cover. Preston, you're clearly aware we have some business surrounding the Boston Celtics with this possibility of Ben Simmons coming to town and a deal for Jaylen Brown. On the surface of it, my take is now that they've alluded to it, I think the Celtics have to pull the trigger because we've already started the season on a bad note. The team is lacking chemistry. Marcus Smart is going way out of his role, talking about these young star players. So now that they add this fuel to the fire, they have to follow through, even if it's probably not the best overall circumstance for the team. Bringing in Ben Simmons, who's unproven, and really not ready for prime time when it matters. But I'm just kind of really, frankly, stunned that Danny Ainge is would risk, going public with this and further alienating a team that's already. But anyways, so the Sixers, this doesn't really impact them at all. It would be actually a great win for them to get Jaylen Brown to add to what they already have. But all of that is, it's not going to help them when Tom Thibodeau comes to town, and.
Hey, Andre, let me jump in for a second before you hang up. A couple of things.
Sure.
First, everything I heard after that rumor came out was that it was untrue and there isn't a trade for Ben Simmons and Jaylen Brown. You never know, though. I don't know why I would do that if I was the Celtics. I would much rather have Jaylen Brown than Ben Simmons. So that's just my personal opinion. I'm kind of hoping it's untrue. If the Sixers really can pull that off, well done, Daryl Morey, because I think that's a massive W for them. One thing to note about the game tonight, I'm not sure, you're saying you want to bet the Knicks Sixers, I believe. No Joel Embiid because of health and safety protocols. No Thibault, no Tobias Harris, no Simmons, and Danny Green's questionable with a hamstring injury. It's like Seth Curry and Furkan Korkmaz versus the Knicks. This has moved from +4.5 to now the Knicks are as high as -3. It was one that I did like earlier when it was +1 on the Knicks side and people were starting to get announced out. But the Knicks should take care of business. But if you're going to use them, I just wanted to let you know there is an update on the line. -2.5 is the best price on the Knicks.
I'll take that 100%. And again, just concurring with you, I think Danny, or not even Danny because it's Brad, he needs to get out front and just extinguish all of this because unless he's really serious about bringing in this enigma, Ben Simmons somehow being the solution for a team that lacks leadership, and you're bringing in somebody, who's clearly not a leader. So, Brad, you got to really get your arms around this. I was a big fan of his as a coach, but he's off to a rocky start as a GM. Guys, as always, thanks for the time. I'll be back at you again tomorrow.
Sounds good, Andre. Appreciate it as well. Take care. All right, Qwan, who do we have up?
Was there something wrong with your lymph nodes, or were you getting ready to correct them?
Oh, no, one of them's sore over here. I don't know. I kind of had a sore throat for one of the days. I'm just not feeling very well.
Okay.
I think I even closed my eyes for 10 seconds during that call. Andre, it wasn't because of you. I was listening to everything. The lights are actually pretty bright, and I'm starting to get a little bit of a headache because they shine right at me. There's 6 right now. Anyways, it's all good. I don't want to complain. But no, if I was touching my lymph nodes, I just probably was sore. I wasn't prepping to talk smack, and I touched my lymph nodes before.
No, I was seeing if you were checking to see if you're okay. Listen, if you pass out, I do not want to perform CPR is what I'm getting at.
I'll be okay.
There we go.
I'll survive that. Plus, I heard that Tone called in earlier.
Yeah, it's his second call. He hasn't called in a long time.
I know. I have to at least survive that call. Then I can pass out after that.
We got Carlos.
All right. Hey, Carlos, how was your weekend, man?
It was great, Preston. It was great. Welcome back.
Thank
you.
I
want to say thank you to Drew, Matt, and Jamie who held it down. But your underboss, Qwan, while the boss was away, he took care of his business. You know what I'm saying? So he held it down.
Fuck me up.
He did a great job.
Are you saying he needs a raise?
You can make him consigliere, whatever. Yeah, whatever the next step is. He's your man.
Yes to the money.
If you ever go away again.
All right, we'll just change his title.
All right, but anyway, yeah, man, I had a great weekend. I almost had JT in third place. I had him at 15-1. He didn't get there. It is what it is. So we're gonna move on. I'm gonna take this Pat Freemuth guy, tight end for Pittsburgh, anytime touchdown. What you got for me?
Let me check this out. Sorry, just taking a breath. Anytime touchdown, right?
And you need to. Yes, sir.
One spot, 225. Let me look at this one. 320 plus 320. That's much better. You like it there?
I'll like it there. And please, I hope you feel better. Take some tea, a hot toddy, something. If I need to come to Cali to swab you for COVID, fly me out.
They swabbed me in London 2 days ago. I'm okay, supposedly.
Said a hot toddy. That's
okay.
Carlos, that's not really what he does.
Okay, that's right. You don't drink alcohol.
I might start, honestly. Because now I'm coughing. I can't stop.
All right. Well, I hope you feel better, man. And we'll
see you, Carlos.
Talk to you tomorrow. All right.
I think I got it out. I'm good now. I might need another one of these. Unfortunately, we don't have any in our fridge. I had to go to the vending machine. I might be giving you my credit card in a second. All right, who's up next?
We got our man, our friend, the guy, Tone.
Tone, quite genuinely curious how you've been doing. Life good?
Oh, life is wonderful, Preston. Life is wonderful. Life is good. I only called in once last week because, you were really bending Qwan over last week. I mean, you owe him a lot, not only your life, but a few shingles I'd like to propose. I mean, the guy can't do it all. You had him wearing 30 hats at once. He was getting fucked over here, and you were just watching. You know what they call that?
I didn't actually watch very often.
That's disappointing. It's only your show. But, hey, you were busy.
Next time, can we make a deal that you come in and host one of the shows?
Please.
Yeah, easily. We can make that happen. I gave one call in, and I ran a riddle by Qwan. He didn't seem to solve it. Maybe you can get it.
Sure. I can try. I'm not very good at riddles.
Well, it has to do with you, so you might be good at it. What do Joel Embiid and Preston have in common?
Bad knees?
No. Close. It has to do with the knees, I'd say. The knees aren't out of it for sure.
Go on.
I wouldn't say the knees are out of this one. You both follow Lisa Ann. It was simple. It was just a quick little riddle.
We both follow Lisa Ann?
Yeah, on Twitter.
There was a point in time, that she was going to come on the show, actually. But it didn't happen. And then that was it.
You're missing out on that one. All right, let's hit the NBA. When are we going to see a regression where they start actually blowing the whistles on reach and fouls? Like, I get this whole thing, the pump fake, throw your body, the Dame Lillard corny, run off a screen, jump back. They're just not calling fouls in the NBA anymore.
They're not. It's one of the lowest rates since last I checked, like 15 years or something. I will say this, scoring has picked up because part of the reason was three-point shooting was way below expectation. At one point, about a week ago, there were 14 teams in the NBA that were shooting worse than the worst team in the league last year, which was the Cavs at 33.6%. Literally half the league was shooting worse than the worst team last year from three. So that's balanced some, but the foul thing, I think that's here to stay, man. I don't know. It's tough to gauge. It's tough to bet overs,
like
but
foul. It's just like a foul. Like, there has to be some kind of, like, middle here. I feel like they're going to get to at some point, because some of it's just like they're refusing to blow the whistle if the guy flails his body at all, and it's like it'd still be a foul.
I feel like I've watched an inordinate amount of Celtics games where Tatum has gotten hacked and they just don't call it. I don't know why that just sticks out in my head, but it's happened to the Celtics a ton. I feel like they don't get any calls. I don't know what he did or if it's certain players or styles of how they attack, but obviously Harden's one of them too. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I mean, it just crushes any of those ball-dominant handler guys like Trey, especially the smaller guys. Like Trae Young is just getting abused by it because he's already a little guy. So you're just going to allow guys to, and they basically brought back hand checking. Like, I don't know what they thought they were doing by just, like, getting rid of, like, flailing body pump fake threes. And now it's gone back 30 years in the NBA with how they're officiating it. It's kind of ridiculous. It's pretty poor to watch at some points.
I know.
Like,
I know people that have just general media NBA guys that don't like it. So it's like they wanted to try to fix the other stuff, but they went too far.
Yeah, they meant to do one thing, and now the refs are just eating the whistle, and the refs are already the most power-hungry fucking whatever out there. Like, you're not involved at all. You're there to officiate. So it's like, get them the fuck out of there. I honestly hate it. It's bad to watch.
Do you have an NBA game you want to bet tonight?
Yeah. Let me get the Hawks money line.
You don't think that they can do that to Trey because Steph's small too?
No, I don't know. I just felt like it's a decent spot. They've been struggling, and I'm not sure. The Warriors aren't great. The Warriors
they have the best net rating in the NBA so far.
Yeah, and look who they played. They get to play the Wizards every other day. So, well done.
The Wizards have one of the best records in the NBA.
I mean,
look, I give you plus 145. I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I was just,
No, I want them. You're not going to talk me out of it. I'm not Carlos, You only talk Carlos out of winners, so. Well,
I did do that once. I will never get out of that one. Plus 145, that's the best price.
Were you bagging a lot this weekend, Preston?
I'm sick, for sure. Here's the thing.
For bagging.
First 4 nights, I slept for 4 hours each night, and I need at least 6 or else I just get sick. And I just did it to myself. And my vitamin C that I took with me, security took on my way through.
Sleep. You need Qwan to smoke you up on a blunt, and you'll be right back and running tomorrow. Have a good one, boys.
See ya, Tone. Keep it real. I miss his calls. He's a good guy. Who's up next?
We got Ty.
What's up, Ty? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I finally paid you, by the way. You kept asking me.
Appreciate it,
You should
man.
be settled.
No worries.
He's the one who won last month, so congrats. I didn't get to give you an official congrats on the show. Maybe I did. I forgot. But I think, no, because Sunday was October 31st. So, yeah, well done. How have you done so far? I don't remember. Is his name on the leaderboard, Qwan? Put it up. Oh, okay, nice. You're in fourth. You're already up 3 units. Unfortunately, Tom's up 1 million. But yeah, hit us with what you want to bet this for tonight.
Yeah, tough stud, and I like the Knicks as well, but I'm not going to take them at the number. Just root for Andre to cash that. I'm a Knicks fan, and I think they're the right side tonight. Wondered what your opinion was looking at Saturday's card on Arkansas at LSU laying, I think 2.5.
My opinion is that I'm staying away. You know what I didn't get to watch any of? Sorry, hold on. I had to cough. I didn't get to watch LSU Alabama. Was that just Alabama being crazy and just off, or like I don't know? LSU is such a weird team to bet. Arkansas had the crazy game right against Mississippi State. It was back and forth. Yeah. They went down one near the buzzer. It was like 30 seconds left. Arkansas laying points on the road is weird. Look, I think it should be closer to pick. But I'm not rushing to bet LSU unless it got to like a flat 3. So I'm probably not betting this. I'd be surprised if the market went there. But yeah, I guess some people have bet Arkansas today. It's pushing all the 2.5s basically across the board now.
Yeah, no doubt.
It did go to 3 one spot for 7 minutes, and it got bought back.
Yeah. What are your numbers say on the? I'm a Penn State fan. Just wondering what they say about the Penn State Michigan game this Saturday at noon.
Pray. I have it exactly minus 0.6. I said pray.
Okay.
I think it's going to be close, man. That's a pretty fair spread.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it. I think I'm gonna go a different direction. Then I'm gonna take the New York Rangers on the ice tonight.
Rangers.
Yep.
I got a little left. We'll survive. I'm just talking too much, and now my throat's just going out. You want just like money line?
Yep.
Minus 102 is the best price I see. What's the angle here?
There's not a whole lot of angle here. I'm a Rangers fan, and I think I'm up against it with Tom's hit over the weekend, so I don't have much of an angle other than them, just being at home, and I think they'll take care of the.
I'm a hockey noob. So, Florida is 10-0-1.
The Panthers? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't even follow hockey that closely.
They
but
haven't lost.
We could also go with the, they got to lose at some point. Theory.
Say it. Ty, you got to say it.
They're due, Qwan.
There we go.
Wow. That's impressive. They're crushing everyone.
Also, in all seriousness, I don't even know if he's been starting, but the Panthers are starting a goalie that's fresh out of BC, and I don't think he's their number one guy. I'm trying to look. He's been playing a bunch, but I'm fading him. I mean, this dude was playing against guys in college last year, and he's going to get a dose of reality at the Garden.
I love it. We'll lock it in, man. Good luck tonight.
All right, thanks, man.
See ya.
Got me starting to cough. I got one brewing. We got
I couldn't call in and say, "Hey, can't come and do the show today," after I missed all of last week. But
I would have flipped the desk over.
I drank a water, another water, and then this water. Look, once I start talking, then my throat goes, and if I'm shutting up, I don't cough as much. But I can't shut up on this call, on this show. Who's up next on the call?
We got Brian in New York.
All right, Brian, I'm going to try to do less talking this time. What's up? How was your weekend, and what do you want to lock in?
Hey, Preston. It was good. How was yours?
It was good, man. I'm just sick, so I'm hoping I can get over it quickly. Did he disappear?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you now. What's up?
So I don't have the best time to share. So for tonight, I'm kind of split between two options. I was going to see what you liked more, between Bears +7 and the over. I think there was a 39.5 out there.
Let me pull up NFL. There's the 39.5. There's one I see. Two. I know my number isn't 7. It's a little lower. Let me look. I forgot what I have the total at. I'm pretty sure my total's like spot on. I'm thinking +7 if I had to. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little. I mean, 40.1 is my number, so over 39.5, I guess, slightly, or the Bears.
If you think the Bears number should be lower, let's go there. I'll take the Bears +7.
Yeah, I make it 6. I kind of think the Steelers are a little overrated in general, but I also get going in on Monday night to Pittsburgh and their defense and the craziness that'll ensue. It could get ugly. Yeah. I don't know. It's the game I definitely do not want to bet in real life, so I'm staying away, but we can lock you in for the +7 on the show.
Okay. Thank you, Preston.
No problem, man. Take it easy.
All right, bye.
Do you think Brian was on a boat, too?
I almost said that earlier.
I heard
he said my reception's bad. I was like, you on a boat as well? Everyone's calling from boats now.
We got Evan. Evan's calling in. I have to update the leaderboard because he corrected me on 2 that I graded wrong. So Evan's in the mix around 3 units.
Were they just like single plays you counted as losses? Or?
I think I missed the T's and he did a puck line that I graded wrong.
Well, Evan, thank you for calling back. Thanks for putting Qwan straight. What is up? How are you doing? And what do you have for us?
All is well. Thanks for asking. Hope you feel better. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I am going to, stick with these hockey plays, and there's not a lot of meat on these bones, so I'm going to go with New York Rangers -1.5 at, I saw the best was +220 on the puck line. Might be an alternate puck line you have to look for.
Yeah, I see one at +228. Does that work?
I'll take that.
What's your angle here, too? We just talked to Ty's betting the Rangers just on the money line. And I saw it because I don't follow hockey. I just looked it up out of curiosity. Florida's 10-0-1. And I guess it's just like one of those, they're due to lose. And you think New York just gets them? Like, what's the thought process? Is it just an overpriced because they're not a 10-0-1 team, overachieving so far? What is it?
So, although the goalie is a rookie, he's actually been playing really well. So, that's not the angle I'm going with. It's just that Florida Panthers center's out. One of their guys already injured. Another guy's already game time decision, so they're pretty thin on their lines. Plus, in the last game, they played the Carolina Hurricane, who was another undefeated team, and I think that one meant a little more to them. And so Rangers back at home after a little bit of a road trip. They're back. They want to focus. They haven't been scoring that much, so hopefully, at home, I guess it's military appreciation night or something, the crowd can get behind them and they can put some goals away.
Right on. That sounds good, man. We'll lock you in.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you guys soon.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
How many more callers do we have, by the way, Qwan? 3? All right, we'll hit those 3, and then we'll hit my 5 college, which I believe all are in range as of before this show started. So we'll get to them. But, yeah, who's up next?
We got Alec in Ohio.
What's up, Alec? How are you doing?
I'm good, Preston. How about you?
I'm doing well, thank you. What do you want to lock in?
I'm going to lock in the Chicago Bears +7.
Nice. So I think I'm with you slightly. Not enough for me to bet it, but what's your reasoning here?
I'm with you. The Steelers are overrated, I think. I also think the market might be overreacting to Khalil Mack being out. And this will be like a run the football type of game. And I think the Bears will be able to do that better than the Steelers.
I can't remember the last time the Steelers, you looked at the score on a Sunday and it was like, whoa, they're up double digits. Like, I couldn't tell you. Like, in 2018? I don't know. Just trying to think. It's been a while. It's like, even when they're up 10, 13, 14, you can backdoor this too. So, I'm with you. I'm fine taking the 7. I think that's the side if you had to take one tonight. We'll lock you in +7, man. Good luck.
All right. Hope you get better. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Next up,
we got Vic B.
What's up, Vic B? How'd your weekend go?
It went pretty well, man. My fiance's in Manhattan, New York, so it's just me and the 2 kids watching football all weekend. It's pretty good.
Nice. You can't ask for anything better than that.
No, you really can't. So I was looking at a couple player props from the game tonight. What's the best number you can give me on an anytime touchdown by Cole Kmet?
One spot is 5-1, and the other spot is 5-1. So let's roll with 5-1. Does that work?
All right. Yep, that'll work.
Anytime TD. All right, man. We'll lock you in. Appreciate the call.
Thank you, sir.
Take it easy. Who's up? I know Jamie just called, but there was one more before him.
Yep, we got Hunter B. in Alabama.
All right, go ahead and put him through. What's up, Hunter? How are you doing?
Hey, Preston. I feel about like you do. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice.
Oh, no.
I did go to the Alabama LSU game this weekend.
Nice.
And,
is that why you're
had a good
sick?
time, but probably. It was a disgusting game, so that has a lot to do with it, I'm sure. It wasn't much to watch. Alabama's offense under Bill O'Brien continues to somehow get worse every game, it seems like. I really don't think it had a lot to do with LSU's defense. They're missing a ton of defenders.
Yeah.
I think LSU is a bit overrated, so I'm going to lay the 2.5 with Arkansas this weekend.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Maybe that's why Ty. I think it was Ty was asking about Arkansas a bit ago, and so.
It was a really weird game, Preston. LSU hit a fake punt. That was one of their scoring drives. Other than that, their offense looked really pathetic, and it didn't have a lot to do with Alabama. I didn't think either.
Okay.
And Alabama just looked really out of sorts on both sides of the ball. So.
I have a question real quick. We'll lock you in for that, but real quick, I have to ask you if you had to.
Yep.
If you probably already know, but others may not. I can't find it on my screen. Real quick, hold on. I'm almost there. Alabama's laying 51.5 to New Mexico State. Would you lay it or take the points?
I'm probably going to take the points later in the week and take the under. Maybe I may just take the under. I don't know, either one.
Alabama just not quite right, at least offensively.
No, they don't look right. Bill O'Brien, we need to. I'm an admitted Alabama fan, but he needs to be fired after this year. He's been terrible. I just don't know if Alabama will or can or will be interested in scoring that many points.
I know we're up against on the show. I got to ask you one or two more questions because I think this is really interesting. So if you have another minute,
yeah.
Do you think you got spoiled, kind of having like the Sarkisian Lane Kiffin run? Also, the fact that you had some of the best players and receivers like of the last few years also on the team. Like, I'm not sure it's Bill O'Brien's fault necessarily. You have a first-year QB and you lost all of that receiver talent, plus running backs. I mean, like, I'm just not sure. I genuinely don't know the answer. So I'm just curious if you think maybe
Brian
it's somewhere in the
Robinson,
middle, or do you think Bill O'Brien's really just been that bad?
I think Bill O'Brien is that bad. I mean, we have some weapons that we don't use well. Like some of our route trees are just bad and don't make sense. It seems to be like really bad play design. Also, Bryce Young, I'm not sure. I can't figure out whether he just can't throw the ball down the field with accuracy yet, or whether he's scared to or isn't allowed to. But we just don't take that many shots. I think Brian
that is the
Robinson's
one
a good
biggest
running back.
difference I've noticed from Mac Jones to him is that there's just no deep threat. You're not scoring like that very frequently, and
He missed in the beginning of the LSU game. He missed 3 in a row downfield. His receivers were getting open. He just didn't hit it. And then the rest of the game, they just gave up on throwing it deep.
See, now that's, I guess, one of my points. Is
And
that Bill O'Brien's fault that he schemed 3 guys wide open, Young missed them, and then he had to basically, scheme otherwise?
Yeah, I'm not sure that. Yeah, I mean, point taken. I think it's a little of both.
Yeah, it probably is. I'm just curious now. Yeah, because it's hard for Bama fans and just Bama as a whole because you have to be quick, right? You have like 1 year, and if it doesn't work, you're like, crap, we need someone else. But like you've just been so blessed in that sense the last few years and loaded that I'm not sure it's really that bad. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out rest of the season.
I would be willing to bet that Pete Golding and Bill O'Brien will not survive the year. Or they'll make it through the year, but I don't think they'll be back
for next year. Yeah. Okay. We will revisit. Yeah. I'm curious for sure.
All right, Preston.
Talk to you later on, man. Appreciate the call. Thanks for talking.
Bye.
All right. Is it Jamie next now?
Yep.
All right. Jamie, what's up, man? I know we got to go pretty quick. Appreciate you Friday jumping on air, not just on air on the waves, but flying in the air here to do a show. How was it, real quick? Your thoughts? Did it go all right? Was it harder or easier than you expected? What was it like?
Yeah, it was good. I didn't know exactly what the setup was going to be like. So once we got settled in, we were doing all right, had a good time. Qwan kept me grounded. We, it was easier knowing all the people, knowing who's going to call in, and just almost like chatting with everybody you talk to every day. So
good point.
Yeah,
right
it was
on,
a
man.
good time. I'd do it again.
Well, we may need it one day. I'm not sure if you heard at the beginning, but I watched like the first 20-something minutes. I still need to watch the back half, but it was fine. You did a good job, and people got to know you a little bit. So with that, we got to wrap it pretty quick. What do you want to lock in today for your bet? You going to go college football?
Yeah, let's go early college football. I think I'm going to go Tulsa -2.5. I was going between that and UTEP, but I might wait on UTEP. I think Tulsa grabbed that 2.5. Looks like it's going to go to 3.
I like UTEP some too. That's not one of my 5, but I do agree with you on UTEP. But it was moving the other way, so I was like, well, I guess I can wait because now there's like some pick, even a +1 out there. Anyway, I'm not sure what that is about. Tulsa, I make 3 exactly, but if you want to grab 2.5, I think that's totally fair. What's your thought there, real quick?
Yeah, I just like Tulsa's defense quite a bit better than Tulane's, and I think Tulsa's shown some spurts on offense, and I just think that it should be more like 4, even 4.5, something like that. So 2.5, pretty good on that side of the key number. And that UTEP, I'll actually probably play that on an alt line later in the week. I don't think it'll be, I don't think 3 is a key number in that game. I think if they win, they'll win fairly handily. So, maybe by 4, 5, 6, something like that. So I'll kind of wait that one out too. But that was odd. I didn't think UTEP should be a pick. I thought they should be favored by at least a field goal.
And I know the early circa opened it +1, and it got immediately hit like twice in the first 20 minutes, and it was -2 on the UTEP side for a while. And then now there's been money back the other way. And, yeah, I'm with you. I like UTEP there.
Cool. Well,
all right, man.
Thank you.
Good luck tonight. We'll talk to you later on. Thanks again.
Yep. See ya.
Did I hear that Tom Davis called one more? All right, Tom, what is up, man? How are you doing?
All right, buddy. How about yourself?
Hanging in there, dude. Hanging in there. A little bit sick, but it's all good.
I'll get you some of that local honey and get you some warm tea and some rest.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. What do you want to lock in for today, bud?
Well, golf's been pretty good to me the last 2 weeks, so might as well stay at the golf course. Carlos Ortiz.
All right, what's the tournament? PGA Championship, Open, Masters, or the Houston Open?
They changed the name of these things so much.
Hewlett Packard Enterprise Houston Open?
Yes.
Okay, I see 33-1.
That'll get it.
That sounds right. What's your angle here, real quick? Because people are probably going to tell you now that you've hit 2 of these in the last 3 weeks.
Well, because he's come on strong. He played good last week. He seems to be striking his irons pretty good, keeping it in the fairway, make a couple of the putts. He did good this week, but he couldn't catch Victor because Victor ran off from him yesterday. And he's just hitting everything good and seems composed to win. He won there last year, so we had a repeat winner last week and see if they can do it 2 weeks in a row.
I found a 34-1, so we'll lock you in for that. 34-1, Carlos Ortiz. Thank you, Tom. Good luck tonight as well. We'll talk to you later on.
All right, buddy. Get the feeling, brother. Peace.
Thank you. All right, I'll go through these quick because we have Who Wants to Be a Betting Extraordinaire day 4. It carried over a week. We had 2 winners from day 3 that have been waiting patiently. Stakes are getting a little higher. They've already pocketed $250 each. We'll see if they can win 2 more to pocket $2,500, $25K on day 7. There are a few questions away. We got to get to that show, but I want to give you guys my 5 sides, and I'll talk more about the sides tomorrow and throughout the week. First is 121 is West Virginia. I know they just got stomped by Oklahoma State, right? I went through, redid all my numbers last night, updated everything, and they shouldn't be getting 6.5, 6, in my opinion, against Kansas State. So, it's ugly, but I like them as a dog. I think it should be closer to 3.5. It was like a 3.6, I think. Yeah, 3.5 is where my spread is exactly, actually. So, right there for West Virginia. Hopefully I'm right. That comes down. And next is an ugly one as well. A few of these are. Northwestern. No more 24.5s. They were around this morning, but they're still 24s. I am closer to 21.3, I believe is my number, so closer to 21. Look, Wisconsin finally looking like things are rolling. I even bet on them a few times early in the season. You guys remember 3 straight times. I think they finally covered the third one, but 52-3, their last win. This is a little overreaction. Northwestern's fairly capable of keeping this within 3.5 TDs and a total that's lined 41 flat. So go ahead and take Northwestern 24 or better. This one's interesting. Now, I locked this in before anything happened today, before the show. And then the line actually moved their way anyway, but Washington plus 6, 6.5. It's 5.5 now, most spots, still some 6s, but Jimmy Lake, the coach, is suspended for the game now because apparently there was an altercation and physical contact with a player. That doesn't sound good, but then the line moved down afterwards anyways. So take with that what you will. If you wanted to stay away completely, that's fine, but it was on my 5 list that I went through overnight, and I just have the number quite a bit lower. So fading Arizona State, not fun, but now with the extracurriculars with the coach and stuff, maybe best just to stay away. Next, 176, Auburn. I had this like a touchdown, and I know they didn't look very good against A&M, but A&M's finally playing at a level. Like they dealt with their quarterback injury early in the year, had to play catch-up kind of getting to a – but they were always going to be like a top 5 or 6 team in the country entering the season. And they didn't even announce a quarterback. I think King was like a week before they started playing. Look, I think that they're one of the best teams in the country. Auburn losing to them wasn't a surprise. Mississippi State in that back-and-forth game against Arkansas now going into Auburn. Auburn's played better and been better than I anticipated entering the year. I'll take the 5, 5.5. I think it should be up at the 7. We'll see if we get any movement our way there. And the last one, sorry, deep breath, 181. It's Lafayette. Still mostly 6.5, 1 or 2 6s left, but I had that closer to 8 against Troy. And Troy's a team that my numbers generally have liked. And it opened 7.5, 8 everywhere. I'm not sure why it came through. I think it should be on the other side. So we'll take a little bit of value there with the Raging Cajuns. Those are the 5. Qwan, thanks again for last week. I think we're good. Anything in the chat that we need to hit on before we switch streams?
Yes, we got a few. We got Fran and Mike from New Jersey won. Brooks Koepka. Mike found it at 30-1.
For this same tournament, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fran had it at 28, so I'm sure we're going 30-1. He found it on Caesars. Jim wants Saints money line. He also says welcome back. Paul wants Phoenix -3, which I assume is the Suns.
Yeah, they're -3 against the Kings.
All right. And Chris wants under 40 Bears Steelers. I know you said there was a 39.5 that you saw.
He wants over?
He wants under 40.
All right, he can actually have under 40.5.
Under 40.5.
Yeah,
right.
there's a 40.5 and there's a 39.5, and then the rest of the board's basically painted 40. By the way, he can have. He wants the Suns -3 or the Kings. Sorry.
Suns.
Okay, never mind. There's a few 3.5, so I just wanted to make sure. By the way, outside of the Knicks, the other NBA. Oh wow, T-Wolves got hit. I missed this. Sorry guys. So it was T-Wolves +6 over 216.5, and they've each moved a point. Don't mind the 217s for the total still. Don't bet 5 though on this side. So Yeah, that one moved. That got away. But the total of 217 still worth something. I think that's it, man.
Final chat bet. Shank wants Ohio money line versus Belmont.
Belmont?
I think he's talking college back.
EMU. Oh, that must be. I can look that up. By the way, College Hoops does start tomorrow. I have some work to do tonight. I've been dreading to catch up on.
Says he sees plus 140.
Yeah, just give me a second. Where does he see? Well, he's not going to be able to answer live. I see plus 130s a few spots that have him. Not seeing plus 140 anywhere. Maybe some local shop has it, but I have to give him 130 for this sake. So unless he doesn't want it at 130, we'll lock him in for that for now. If he wants to just back out, that's fine. Or you could also just take plus 3.5 if you prefer that instead. So just let us know, and we'll get it done. Good?
That's it.
All right. Thanks for returning to Last Word Cheetah. Thanks for bearing with the congestion.
This is like your flu game.
And my coughing. The flu game that didn't really do anything that spectacular. But hopefully, coming up next, Who Wants to Be a Betting Extraordinaire, also brought to you by Bets TV. 2-day fours. Maybe there's a run here. Maybe there's 25,000 that's going to be won this week. We'll find out. We'll be back shortly, and we will see you guys here on Last Word Cheetah tomorrow, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific.